Astarion needs to talk to me again.
Looking at something?
What are you doing?
I'm looking too, but not seeing very much. Another quirk of my affliction.
Do you miss it, seeing your own face?
Preening in the looking glass? Petty vanity? Of course I miss it. I've never even seen this face. Not since it grew fangs and my eyes turned red.
What color were they before?
I don't know. I can't remember. My face is just some dark shape in my past. Another thing I've lost.
See, I don't want to pursue a romantic relationship here, so I'm wondering why the options are only maybe like it's for the best. You're not exactly aging gracefully. Stare into his eyes.
What?
Count yourself lucky. I have to see this mug every day.
Funny. And what do you see? Exactly.
The creases when you laugh.
Excuse me. I'm an eternally young vampire, not your doting grandmother. You can do better. What else?
he likes his vanity. The dangerous smile.
Very good. Now just tell me I'm beautiful and we can call it a day.
Karlach is beautiful. You're fine, though.
How dare you? I thought we had something special. Still, you're nice too.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
I better get some beauty sleep. It seems I need it if I'm to catch up with the competition.
Good luck. That was kind of fun. I'm glad I took him this time around to get his dialogue. Let's quick save. I'm pretty sure we're due for the Lae'zel encounter soon. Not yet, though. Whoa, excuse me. I'm gonna have to go make some coffee, I think. I don't think Chris left me any. Alright, there's no way down around this gap. Can I come in over the back? Oh, they're definitely moving. No, they're gonna try to cross the bridge.
To keep going.
Oh shit, we're getting forced into it.
This here's off limits. Get to the main gate, or I'll plug you full of arrows.
Exarch says I'm still in Act 2 because I haven't had time to play this game lately.
Better be cautious. Should mind my step.
Act 2 is pretty good, honestly. I liked. If I had to pick, I mean, Act 2 had its. Man, it is kind of like. I think Act 2 was one of my favorites. Act 3 definitely has its, things that I like. Act 1, excuse me. Act 3 was just so big and sprawling. I kind of wish they would have split it into like two different acts, like Act 3 and Act 4. Act 2 is good though. You got plenty of time though. The game's not going anywhere, and there's just tons of stuff to do. So.
What are they doing over there?
Let's see what you're hiding.
Now, if I get up here, I'm immediately gonna get seen. I shove him off? I did quick save before this, so... Alright, this is a good place to be. What I don't know is what's going to happen if this alerts the whole camp or just these guys. So let me go ahead and get over here, because then we'll be out of sight.
Let's have a little fun.
Nope, not out of sight. Alright, fair enough. I'm going to keep my vantage point here. Let's move down here for the moment. This should force them all to come up. Maybe. Well, I appreciate that, Exarch. Glad you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun during the first playthrough. This one's much more casual, though. Like, I think I'm streaming right now, like, once a week I stream this game. And usually what I do is I then take those and cut those into, like, 30-minute episodes, which I can then spread out over the rest of the week to just keep this playthrough session going. But I guarantee you, this second playthrough, I don't think I'll be finished before June or July. It'll probably take me 6 months minimum, because I'm only playing like 3-4 hours a week Baldur's Gate 3, because I'm doing so much other stuff now that I have a lot of other main games. But I want to take this all the way through, and then I want to turn around and do a rogue next. I want to play not an evil character, but I definitely want to do a rogue, because he's going to be more chaotic neutral. Whereas this is another kind of good character. Oh shit, is he gonna go for the drum? I didn't even pay attention to the fact that there's a drum right there. Oh, come on up, boys. This'll be good.
Let's make this quick.
Yeah, I feel like most people, Exarch, most people. I actually had a very. This is a great. Actually, I'm gonna pause for a moment. You just sparked a conversation that I'm gonna want to clip out for a later YouTube video. So let me let me timestamp this. 1 hour, 12 minutes. All right. So Exarch asked or made a comment, says that is a very respectable pace to finish a game in today's world. So talking about, I'm going to be taking about 6 months probably to go through my second playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3, because I'm only doing it like once a week, and so it's taking a long time. And this is an interesting conversation because at the end of last year, beginning of this year, Chris and I were having a discussion about what were my goals for 2024 with YouTube and Twitch, and what's everybody else doing versus what I want to do versus what is it that you need to do if you want to try to focus on the most amount of growth. And if you notice, most content creators and most streamers play games at a breakneck pace, and there is a reason for this, because the way people consume content these days, it's very much, let's burn through this thing as quickly as possible. 2 weeks max is about what you have in terms of the attention span of most viewers. So they're willing to watch something for about a 2-week mark. Once you get past the 2-week mark, your traffic dies off in terms of streams. And you'll start getting less and less views on your videos, because people very much consume things at such a breakneck pace these days that they go in, they do it, and then they're gone and off to the next thing. And they want the next thing to be whatever's the next hot game, whatever's the next hot topic. So you see a lot of the big streamers doing like a new game every 2 weeks, sometimes a game every week. They'll do new games every week because if you want to maximize the amount of views you're getting on your stream and the maximum amount of views that you're getting on your videos, you have to play it like that. Now there are exceptions to that rule because you have people who focus on one game. So like Wolfheart FPS as an example, he's pretty much only Baldur's Gate 3. He's dabbling a little bit in other stuff, but he's primary Baldur's Gate 3. Dr. Disrespect, primarily Warzone as an example. Asmongold is primarily World of Warcraft. Soda Pop, all those guys, they're primarily World of Warcraft guys. Co-Carnage, on the other hand, doing variety, I like the way that he does it, and I've kind of looked at that, and I've mentioned him in the past. He's kind of like the streamer that I look at and say, if I'm going to emulate someone in terms of streaming, I'm already established as a content creator. I've been doing that for a while now. I make a living off of content creation. But streaming regularly and trying to like make my presence as a streamer known is something that's new for me in 2024. I have been streaming regularly for the past 2 years, but never like pushing for it to become a big thing. And the way he plays games is he will definitely focus on some of the big releases, but he also goes back and does replays. So like he's doing a replay of Dragon's Dogma right now on top of like I think 3 different new games that he's playing. And he plays lots of little games that you can complete in like 10 or 15 hours. So it keeps the rotation pretty fresh in his channel. But he also he streams like 8 hours a day. Like he plays 8 hours a day. I don't play 8 hours a day. I generally play about 3 hours a day is my max. Sometimes 4. I'm trying to do 4 hours now that we're in the new year. I'm trying to do 8 to noon every day. It hasn't worked out so far because we keep getting distracted. Like our niece came over the other day. But if I'm only gaming for 3 to 4 hours a day, and the rest of my day is spent doing content creation. So it brought up this conundrum of, well, what's going to be the best strategy for growth? And because of the way that my schedule, binge gaming is the current trend. Yes, you're correct. People just binge and then they move on to the next thing. I don't like to binge. So as an example, I'm more than a month into Rogue Trader, and I doubt I'm even halfway through that game. And everybody else that I follow who played it, like Slandered Gaming, who I really appreciate what he's done. I've done some stuff with Slandered on his channel early last year, and I like his channel. I think he and Morticimal Gaming both already beat Rogue Trader. I think I know Slandered was like last week, I think. Welcome to Twitch, Darren's. And he said he had 200 hours in the game. So he had already played 200 hours. But he also had a pre-launch copy that he started playing like a week before the game officially went live. So, it took him about a month, and he did 200 hours. Meanwhile, I've been playing a month, and I'm just now around the 50-hour mark of Rogue Trader because of the way that I play. I only play for 3 to 4 hours a day. So my pace is a lot different. So it's going to be interesting this year. I have like 5 or 6 games that I know I'm going to be playing. We're definitely going to do Dragon's Dogma 2 in March. We're going to be doing Star Wars Outlaws. We're going to be doing Avowed. We're going to be doing Fable. Those are 4 games that I know of for sure that I'm playing this year. World of Warcraft's most recent current next expansion we'll be playing. That's 5. And then what was the other one? There's a 6th one in there that I can't remember off the top of my head right now. I doubt it'll launch this year, but Path of Exile 2, I think I'll play. But I don't know that that's going to happen this year. They're doing a closed beta in July, which means theoretically it might happen later this year. But those are like 6 games that I'll definitely play this year. But like, as an example, January, there's like a ton of new games that are launching, and I don't really want to play any of them. I think the only one that maybe even looked slightly interesting was like Prince of Persia. But it's a 2D scroller, and I was like, I don't really do 2D scrollers that much. I'm just going to focus on what I'm doing here. Welcome to Twitch, Stagger24. Exarch says, Rogue Trader made me binge so hard, like over 18 hours before finally succumbing to sleep. rare for me. The last time I happened was Mass Effect 2. Rogue Trader's a really good game. Having a lot of fun with that for sure. By the way, all of you folks who are new to the channel this morning, don't forget we multi-stream on Twitch and YouTube. The day-to-day happens on YouTube. That's my, been full-time content creator for a couple of years now. Coming up on my 3rd year. It'll be kicking off my 3rd year in February. So that's the day-to-day stuff. I do multiple game guides per day, gaming news, TV shows, movie reviews, all sorts of stuff happens on the YouTube channel. So check that out. But we are live every day on YouTube and Twitch. 8 a.m. Central now that we're in the new year, new schedule. So, there are games where I will probably binge watch if I know it's something that if I know it's going to be a quick playthrough. A good example would be, it's already launched, but Star Wars Jedi Survivor. That was a game I knew was only going to be like 40, 50 hours. So a game like that, I'll definitely binge because I know it's a one and done. Whereas something like Rogue Trader, Baldur's Gate 3, these types of games, I know that I'm going to be doing more than one playthrough, and because there's easily 100, 150 hours in the case of looking at Slandered got 200 hours out of his first playthrough. My first Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough was 116 hours, and I skipped a ton of content. I just chose to not do a completionist version my first time. Same thing with Rogue Trader. I'm ignoring all of the question mark planets and just sort of beelining all of the main storyline things, and I'll still probably end up with an 80-hour playthrough. But what I like to do for my channel, and it's been working for me for the past couple of years, is just, having a main game that we focus on for a couple of months, and then around that I have, the games that I'll play for 6 months or more, where I'm just like Baldur's Gate 3, I'll come in and play it once a month, split it out into multiple Let's Play videos, and then I just keep people, watching those. We'll have videos for 6 months around a single game. I don't think too many people do that. Most people play a game and then they're done. They move on to the next one. Play a game every 2 weeks. They're cycling through new games. So we'll see if it continues to work. XR says trend is binge, but there are also tens of thousands of adult gamers who have jobs and families. This is a very good point. Content creators have a more sensible pace. Have a market among those people. I will tell you what works for me, at least based off of the algorithm and based on demographics and traffic and everything that I do with YouTube, because that is my day job has been content creation. I focus on long-term SEO. So because I'm continually spinning out videos on something, a good example would be my Lord of the Rings Online videos or my Star Wars Old Republic videos. Even though I haven't played either one of those games for, I don't know, it's been about a year since I've played either one of those on a regular basis, I still have content that is regularly popping up in my last, some of the best performing videos I have. And it's because I've produced, 300 to 400 videos for each one of those games over the course of so many, I'm going AFK, I'm talking so long. So it's such a long period of time that the algorithm continues to pick up on that. And on a game like Baldur's Gate 3, because I'm continually trickling out content on a 6-month period, all the people who are coming in and playing the game at a casual pace are continually finding my content because it's not being tracked by the algorithm as being a hot piece of content that comes up and goes away. So when you do the binge gaming, if you're only focused on binge games, what happens is your videos are very popular for that 2 week. You usually have a week after launch and then it trickles off. So you peak about 7 to 10 days after a game launches and then it goes away. But if you can keep producing content around a game, then you can keep that drop off from happening and you'll peak. But instead of having a rapid drop up, what happens is you peak, you drop a little bit, but then you establish a plateau and then you keep going. It's worked for me so far. So I'm interested to see how 2024 is going to go because we have a lot of tertiary goals this year. But yeah, that's the short version. Anyway, you got me on a side topic. That'll be fun to pull out and put up on YouTube.
Cover me! I'm going for the alarm!
Oh shit, we're gonna have to destroy the alarm.
On my way.
I don't know how many hit points it has is the problem. I'm gonna hit it with 2 just in case.
Torment!
It was enough to destroy it. That's good. Oh, they're gonna go for my wizard? Maybe not. Yes, they're gonna go for my wizard. Run away! I definitely need to heal him.
Take you. Take you.
Oh, I got it. That was not smart.
Delicious.
Goblins ahead.
What goblins? Where?
Wardrobe. One of those can summon fighters far and wide.
Yeah, we already killed the war drum. We're good.
Moving.
Oh, they're still targeting my wizard.
Stay focused. Your time has come.
All right. Now the question is, are the rest of the goblins going to be KOS to me now that I've done that? Oh, hang on. I definitely want to take the grease bottle. Sharp eyes nerd. All right, let's come up here and do a short rest.
Just a
You know,
brief respite.
out of sheer curiosity,
What am I to do?
Don't touch me.
how long does poison coat your weapons for? 10 turns. So it'll wear off eventually unless we're ready to do combat. So I'll need to pay attention to
Still
that.
alive. So that's progress.
Hang on, what's down here if I go down? Oh, I guess you could jump down here and find a different way in the back. I think there's also, if I remember correctly, there's like a tunnel or a cave over here or something I remember exploring at one point in time. Am I gonna have to disarm
How
it?
delicious.
Huh.
Traps. How considerate.
Well, apparently I can't shoot those.
Oh dear. Someone's left a trap out for us.
I'm burning up a lot of disarm kits here, so it better be worth it.
A trap. Someone doesn't like visitors.